Good afternoon, Dwayne here, Dry Creek Wrangler School. I want to do a fun video today, just a little fun, whimsical video for myself. It's actually starting to warm up a little bit out there, but it's not warm enough for me to stand outside and shiver and try to make a video. And I've been wanting to do this for a while. I see other guys do it, and it's very rare that I see other guys do something and say, hey, I'd like to do that. But this I would. I want to do an EDC pocket dump video. Okay, I want to do a everyday carry. This is Dwayne on a daily basis. And so I just want to do it. Why? Just for fun. Okay. Now my everyday carry changes, and about everybody's does, depending on the situation. Like my situation changes a lot. I'll have days where I spend out here doing chores, working with horses. Today I went and got hay, splitting firewood. You're going to do things a little different. And then there's times where I have speaking engagements and I'm in town and I'm doing videos, and I'm always carrying, but my carry is going to adjust a bit based on my circumstances. Okay, so we'll just start at the top and work our way down. Hat. People have been asking me a long time. I've covered this a lot. My hats are all made by Rand's Custom Hatters out of Billings, Montana. I bought this hat years ago. It was totally not shaped like this. It was kind of had just kind of a flat sloping brim, more of almost an oversized fedora looking thing. But I had the long beard at the time, and when I got it, I tried it for a long time, and it looked semi-Amish Mennonite with the beard and the flat brim, and I'm like, so I reshaped it over time, shaped this, and then went into partnership with them, and so they carry this shape of hat, the Dry Creek Wrangler. But the hat is 100%. It's 100% beaver, and it's 100% natural, which means it's not dyed. It's the actual color of beaver fur. But anyhow, it's very rare that I'll wear a ball cap. 99% of the time I'll wear hats, and this is what I wear. You move on down, I get people chuckle at this all the time. 99% of the time, if I'm not at a podcast or something, I just wear long sleeve denim pearl snap shirts. They wear like iron. They last a long time. They're incredibly comfortable. These are Wyoming Traders. I'm not going to lie. When I find a shirt I like and it's time to buy shirts, I'll get 5 or 6 of the exact same size, the exact same kind, everything. And so of a morning, I don't have to go, well, what am I going to wear today? I go in, which of these denim shirts that are exactly the same am I going to wear? That's what I wear most of the time because it works. I always wear vests, just about always, except for like here in Kentucky this summer when it's 98 degrees and 80% humidity, I may not wear a vest, but usually I do. So in my vests, like in this top right hand pocket, I've got the key fob for my truck. So I carry that. In this pocket over here, I don't have anything. Okay, so that's a spare. On this side, I've got a cigar cutter and a cigar torch. Now the plus about this is I've always have fire starter. And in this pocket over here, surprise, surprise, I've got a little pocket knife that I always keep around. It's got 1, 2, 3 little blades. This thing is old. I've had it for years. I think it was my dad's before I got it. And so I keep it, and it's for tamping my pipe, for cleaning my pipe out, just little stuff like that. And then I have another lighter. This is a pipe lighter. Now this lighter is a Corona Old Boy. If you do some research, as far as I'm concerned, they're probably the best made lighters out there. They're a soft flame, but they're butane. Okay, so you don't have the Ronson. They don't, the fuel doesn't it doesn't dissipate like a Zippo does. It stays in there if you need it. So you have a soft flame. So it'll work for a cigar or for lighter, but I always keep that around. Moving on down, Of course, I carry all the time. You guys know that. You've seen different holsters and different pistols. A lot of times I have a busted B leather holster with a Springfield TRP shorter barrel pistol in it. I've been carrying this one. I carry a 1911, okay, standard 5-inch. This is a Kimber custom TLE2. Now I've started carrying this more than the Springfield. Here's a Springfield I've been carrying, and I carry this quite a bit as well, okay, Springfield TRP. But the reason I've started carrying this one here lately more is because of old age. I'm having, people comment a lot on the videos about how big my hands are. My hands are pretty big, but I think that's becoming a detriment because they're getting weaker and they hurt more, and I don't have the same grip strength. And a longer slide, this 5-inch, this full length 5-inch 1911, the slide is easier. The spring's not as tight. I can work it easier than this Springfield, so I've started carrying this. The other thing is, I'll never buy another 1911 that has a light rail on it. Through experience and studying everything, I'll never carry a light on my pistol again. And so this is just more square edges and stuff that tends to snag and hook on stuff and doesn't fit in some 1911 holsters very well. So I've got both, and I'll carry both, but right now I carry a full 5-inch 1911. It's very comfortable, and with trouble with my hands, I can operate it better. The holster is a Yaki Slide by Gelco. I've been using these for years, and I like it. Folks, some folks that have an issue with it because it doesn't have a retention device on it, that's you. There's no right or wrong. And for me, my best retention is my awareness of what's going on around me, and me just being careful all the time. And but if I'm riding, if I'm on horseback, I've got another holster that does have a retention device on it, and I do that. The belt is also by Busted B. I think one of the greatest mistakes that guys who are EDC with pistols all day, their belt isn't heavy enough and their holster isn't quality enough. I always, and I've got 3 or 4 belts, but I always carry really heavy, I always wear really heavy, thick leather belts. Because the purpose of the belt is not just to keep your pants up, but if you carry stuff on your belt, it's for support. And a thin, lightweight, floppy, folding belt does not give you support, okay? So it's a good, so you want to have a good belt. And then over here, I've got just a single mag. I was carrying a double mag up in Wyoming when I was at the house in town, going up in the hills, back in town. I carried a double mag so that I could have a mag with standard self-defense rounds, and then I could have a mag with buffalo bore hard cast for critters up the mountains, but it's not an issue here. And another prevailing issue that is coming up with advanced age, how can I say this delicately? Well, I can't. I ain't got no butt, okay? I'm an old man who works outside, and I ain't that old, but I'm not that young either, and I don't have a butt. So the more I have hanging on my belt, the harder time I have keeping my pants up. That's just the reality of it. Okay, so if I can go down to a single mag, then I do. The only other thing I carry on my belt right now is I carry a flashlight. And that has turned into something that it's a must. Now you can get smaller, thinner little flashlights. This is, I've talked about this before. This is a 6-hour, and it's like, I don't know what model it is. Foxtrot EDC, okay? So it uses one of those C123 batteries, except I'm using the ones that came with it are rechargeable. They have a different number. And it came with a cord, and so 2 of those batteries, I put one in here, and the other one, you recharge them, you plug right in to the battery. So I've always got a charged battery on hand. I always keep a flashlight. We don't have a lot of electricity. We kind of tend to be more remote. I'm out more in the barn, whatnot, and you got to have a flashlight. All right, you need a flashlight. So I carry that flashlight. The one thing I forgot when I made the video a while back about knives, a fella contacts me who's a knife maker, and he said, I want to make you a neck knife. Have you tried neck knives? And I said, I haven't. Well, years and years ago, I had a little cricket neck knife. And I wore it quite a bit, but then the knife started coming out of the sheath while I was wearing it. And that was a really, really bad thing, so I stopped wearing it. So he sent me one, and I do carry it. And I'll tell you what, I don't have the name, but this guy, I'm really impressed with it, and I will find his contact info and I will put it in the description. But it's MTK Knives. I'm sure you can look it up. He sent me this knife, and I am really, it took me a while to get used to it. I'd put it on, and I'm like, no, can't do that. And but I kept a little bit more at a time, and now I'm out here and around. I can take it and tuck it away when I need to, or I can just right here, and it's handy, for cutting. Like I just cut the strings off of the netting from a big round bale of hay, and it was just, I had all my winter gear, had everything on. And so I found it to be incredibly handy. So I carry that. Sometimes I have that mini, that Griptilian, Benchmade Griptilian I carry. But I have found that I carry that here, and it'll move around a bit, and then it winds up getting here with the muzzle of my pistol, and they kind of start making contact and stuff. And sometimes, like I said, depending on the situation, I'll carry a small belt knife. But just my EDC, that's what I have today. I always have my phone. Mama's using it, the video right now. It's an iPhone 14. Dwayne, why did you pick the iPhone 14? Because at the time when that came out, Mama was looking for one that had, she's a photographer, that had the best camera. And that's the one she wanted, so I got it for her. And then I jumped out of a tractor. My phone fell out of my pocket, smashed on the deal. And I'm like, well, I got to get another phone. And so I got that one because it's the one my wife has. And so when there's something I don't understand, I can't figure it out, I can't work it, I hand it to her because she understands. I'm like, hey, can you figure this out? Can you help me do this? So that's why I use that. But it does have a really good camera. And obviously, and a really good microphone. So it's what I do all my videos and everything on. So I've always got that on me. People are always asking me about the watch. This is a Seiko Alpinist. I think it's that brand. Dwayne, what do you think of it? I'm not crazy about it. For what I paid for it, I'm not crazy about it. I had bought just 3 or 4 months before this one, I had bought a brand new Bertucci. I was trying to move up away from my Timex expeditions. Something that'll last longer and do better. The Bertucci lasted 3 months and just flat quit working. It's dead. I don't know why. This one the date won't switch over like it's supposed to. The dial is a little bit small. And from the very start, the luminous hands and stuff, I can't see it at night. I can't read it. So, it's all right. And I don't care. A watch is just something to tell time, but somebody's always asking. And I'm not thrilled with it. The dial is just not big enough, and it's not bright enough in the dark to be able to do, everything's functional. And if it won't do the function that it's supposed to do, although it looks really, really good, then for me it's useless. There's no point. Okay. What am I forgetting? I got just a little bit of pocket change here and my wallet. The wallet is, I don't know, it's just a wallet. It's got cash, credit cards, and driver's license in it, and that's it. And then jeans are Wrangler 13 MWZs. I've been wearing them, since Adam's first chicken was hatched. Forever. I like them. They fit. All right. But now there's another model and they're pre-washed. So whatever the pre-washed 13 MWZ Wranglers is, that's what I wear. It's what I've worn forever. And let's see, and then boots. Mama, can you see the boots? You guys have been asking about boots lately. I bought these boots in Sheridan, okay? The tops come up to here. It's bull hide and a riding heel, leather soles, which you guys have been around for a while. You know this is stuff I insist on. So I went into a boot shop in Sheridan, put these boots on, and I immediately fell in love. They're made by Honcho, which I had never heard of before. And I bought them, and I loved them. I mean, they've been excellent boots. But now before you sit there and start trying to look them up, hold on a minute, okay? I went back and said, I want to get another pair of these. And he said, well, you need to get another pair because Olathe bought Honcho, and they're not going to carry these boots. And the only reason he had these boots was because he'd been around forever and ever. He's got a good relationship with these boot companies, and he had said, I want a line of boots like this, and so they had made them for him. So I went back and he said, those are fixing to be unavailable. So I said, well, then I'm going to buy another pair. So I got another pair just exactly like this pair in the box in the other room. So when these finally wear out. But so they were Honcho. And so you guys have been asking about the boots. And I'm like, and I kind of hate to say anything because I hate to tell you, hey, this is finally something like we've been looking for, but they're not available anymore. These in particular. So I have a love-hate relationship's a little too strong. I have a positive, negative relationship with Olathe boots. I've had some that are good. I've had some that are just terrible. I've got a brand new pair in there right now. I've worn half a dozen times. They're not terribly comfortable. I don't wear them very often. So I don't know if Olathe is going to come out with another good pair of boots similar to this or not, or if they're going to be any good. I don't know, okay? But what I will say is I always wear, regardless of what brand of boots I'm wearing, and this won't come as a shock, I always wear enclosed, all right? You will never, I don't own a pair of sandals or shower slides. A man needs to always be prepared to take care of business. Whether that business is your vehicle broke down on the side of the road, whether that business is you need to walk for help, whether that business is you need to stand up and defend yourself, whatever it is. And just like the saying, this is what I believe. Now you do you, that's fine. But just like the saying, no hoof, no horse, no foot, no man. All right. And I don't see how a man can face a problem in this world properly and adequately in shower slides and flip-flops. Now, if you wear tennis shoes, if you wear slip-on cowboy boots, if you wear lace-up work boots, whatever you wear, your feet need to be enclosed, and you need to, I think, it's just me. Anyway, I'm not going to say what you need to do. I always have enclosed. Even around here, around the house, I've got a pair of moose hide moccasins with rubber soles on the bottom that I can take care of business. I can go outside all of a sudden real quick. My feet are taken care of, okay? So anyhow, that's it. That's what I got. And so many questions about so much of stuff scattered through, and I'm like, well, today's a good day to do this. So you gotta figure out what works for you, and everything has to have a practical reason of why you do it and why you don't. All right. I know some of you just to partake in the conversation, you're going to get on there and you're going to tell me you carry 3 guns, 9 knives, and 4 spare clips of ammo, and that's great. Yay, you've got more butt than I do. Okay, I can't carry all that stuff, and so I used to years ago. And I have a Sharps. I used to carry a Sharps in Alaska. That was my hunting rifle and everything. And what I found was it improved my shooting so much because subconsciously I became aware. I had 1 shot, and I had a second shot, but that second shot was going to take a minute. It wasn't going to be an available immediate follow-up shot. And I became a much better shot when I became limited to how fast and how much I could follow up my shots. And I've been to the range, I've taught so many guys to shoot, I've done so much, and what I found was if a guy has a Glock 19 with, what is the number, 15 rounds, 17 rounds, subconsciously, most people are just going to burn them off. And I've got, 2 more mags, and so if I miss on that, I'm just going to keep throwing lead out there. And their accuracy and their time spent in taking time and doing what's right goes way down. So it's not always about how much you carry. It's about how efficient are you with what you carry. Okay? So anyhow, just a little bit of fun, a little bit of maybe education. Some of you guys are just starting to carry, or you've been carrying, but you don't feel like you're as efficient as you should be. Maybe there's a little point or a little something in there that'll help you adjust what you're doing. Other than that, if nothing else, let this be an encouragement to you to carry something. Be ready. If you're not carrying something and you're not ready, what you're doing is you're expecting somebody else to take care of you if trouble comes. If trouble comes to me or to my wife, somebody else will take care of me. They'll have the gun. They'll have the flashlight. They'll have the knife. They'll have whatever it is. And that's not a good way to go through life. Okay? All right. So that's it. And be logical. Be reasonable. Be safe. Be prepared. And have fun. We'll catch you guys next time.